Hello students, welcome to part 6 of how to program the video game Cheese Chase using Scratch 2.0. So in this tutorial we're going to learn how to send messages. Scratch lets you send messages between sprites to trigger scripts. The beetle will send a message to Mimi the mouse that stops her script. Okay? Alright, so let's begin. We're going to make sure that we're clicked on the beetle's sprite. Okay, and then we're going to add a few things. Okay, so let's create a new part of the script here. So let's go to Control, and let's choose an if-then block, and then let's go to Sensing. Okay, so if the beetle is touching the mouse, Mimi the mouse, if it is touching the mouse, okay, and then we're going to use a new block here. So let's go to the Events blocks and choose Broadcast Message 1. Okay, so if the beetle is touching the mouse, then it's going to send, broadcast means send, and it's going to send a message. Okay, all right. So what we're going to do is we're going to give the message a new name. So we're going to click the down arrow here where it says message 1, and we're going to create new message. We're going to click on new message. Okay, so in this window, I want you to type in game over with no spaces. Game over. And then click OK. Okay. So we're going to add an extra script to Mimi now. Okay. Actually, before we do, I need to put this inside the forever block here. Okay, inside the forever block right here. If the beetle is touching the mouse, then it's going to broadcast the message called game over. Okay, so let's click on Mimi the mouse. So we're going to add a new script to Mimi the mouse. We're going to click on the events blocks, and we're going to use a new block. When I receive, okay, when I receive the message game over, then we'll go to Control, okay, and then we're going to look for stop, and we're going to choose stop all other scripts in the sprite. Okay, so when Mimi receives this message, then all of the scripts within Mimi are going to stop. So Mimi is going to stop. Okay. All right, so let's click back on the beetle. So this game needs more enemies, more beetles. So let's right click on the beetle and choose duplicate. Okay, so I've made a second beetle. I'm going to right click on the first beetle and I'm going to duplicate. So I've made a third beetle. And I'm going to right click on the original beetle and I'm going to click duplicate. So now I've created 4 beetles. Okay? So what we want is we want the beetles to appear in different positions on the screen. So I've already set beetle 1. So let's go to beetle 2. Let's click on the second beetle script in the sprites list. All right, and then we're going to look over here. Okay? So we're going to change its original position. So I'd like 3 of the beetles to kind of appear in 3 different corners. So let's try these numbers, okay? So remember, the lowest x value we can use is negative 240. So I'm going to use negative 220. Actually, I'm going to use negative 210, okay? And then the lowest value we can use for y is negative 180. So I'm going to choose negative 155. So hopefully that beetle is going to end up in the bottom left-hand corner. Okay, now I'm going to go back to my sprites list and I'm going to click on beetle 3 and I'm going to change the values here. For go-to, this time I want this beetle, beetle 3, to appear in the bottom right-hand corner. So I want to choose an x value of 210, positive 210, and then a y value of negative 150. Okay, and then I'm going to click on beetle 4 and I want this beetle to appear in the top right-hand corner. So for an x value, I'm going to choose positive 210. And then for the y value, I'm going to choose positive 150. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to click on the green flag, and I wanted to make sure that the beetles all kind of started in a different position on the screen. So what you'll notice is if you allow the beetle to touch Mimi, Mimi should stop. The rest of the game keeps playing. The beetles keep moving, the ghost keeps moving, but Mimi should stop. Okay, so that's that broadcast, or when I receive that message of game over, then Mimi must stop. Okay? All right, so let's move on. Let's have a couple more things added to our game. So we're going to add a high score, not just the score, but we're going to have a high score value as well. So we're going to click on the data blocks, okay, and we're going to make a new variable. So the new variable name is going to be high score, okay, and then we're going to make sure it's clicked on for all sprites, and then we're going to click OK. And we're going to click OK. Okay. All right, so now a high score value will appear somewhere on your screen, or a counter. So I'm going to leave it in the top right hand corner, but you can place it anywhere you wish. Okay. Okay, so now we're going to click back on the cheese sprite. Now we've got so many sprites in this game. We're going to click on the cheese sprite, and we're going to add a little bit more to this script. Okay, so we're going to go to the control blocks, and we're going to choose if then. I'm just going to work on it down here. This one's going to be a little bit more complicated. Okay, I'm going to choose operators, and I'm going to grab the greater than block. Greater than. This value is greater than this value. I'm going to go back to the data blocks, and I'm going to choose score. So score is going to go in the left box here. Okay, the score is greater than, and then I'm going to grab the high score box and place it on the right side of the greater than symbol. Okay, then this whole greater than box is going to go into the top arm of the if then box. Okay, then what we're going to do is we're going to set high score. We're going to grab the set high score to, and then we're going to grab the score box here and place it inside where the 0 is. Okay, so let's try to understand what this means. So if you're playing the game, and if your score happens to be greater than the high score that's remembered, then the new high score will be set to your score. Okay, so we have to add this to our script now. We're going to place it on the very bottom, actually inside the forever block, but at the very bottom underneath play pop sound. Okay. Okay, so we can try it here. I'm going to actually go to File, Save. I'm going to click on the green arrow. I'm going to try to get the cheese, try to get some good scores here. Okay. So what I can do is I can end my game. Okay. Then I could stop. So I got 20 on that. So when I click on a game again, the high score should be remembered as 20. And if I can beat that score, then the new high score should be remembered. Okay, but I didn't get a chance to beat it. Okay, all right, so let's go to File, Save. Okay, so let's have a message now that says game over once the game is over. Okay, we're going to have a big sign that appears over the screen that says game over. Okay, so we're going to create a new sprite. The new sprite is going to say game over. So in the sprites list, we're going to click on the paintbrush. Okay, in the bottom right hand corner, we're going to make sure that we're in bitmap mode. Okay, bitmap mode. All right, so we're going to click on the rectangle tool, and this time I want to make sure that it's going to be filled in. The rectangle will be filled in, and I'm going to just fill it in black. So I'm going to start my rectangle, and I'm going to have it basically cover almost all of the working area here. Okay. Okay, so now let's create the font. So in order to create the font, we have to change to vector mode. So in the bottom right hand corner, let's convert to vector mode. Okay, I'm going to click on the text tool. Okay, I'm going to choose a bright color. So I'm going to choose yellow for my text. and I'm going to click once on here, and I'm going to type in game. I'm going to use all capitals actually. Game over. I'm going to put an exclamation point. Okay. All right. So to make this font bigger, I'm going to use the select arrow tool, and I'm going to click on it, and then what you do is you drag that window to make it a lot larger. Okay, and then I could position it in the middle of the screen. Okay, so let's click back on the text tool, and in the bottom left hand corner it should allow us to change the font, but I might have to highlight everything that I've typed. So let me highlight that, and then I should change the font to Scratch. How about the Scratch font? Now because the Scratch font looks different, okay, you don't have to choose the Scratch font. You can choose one that's quite dynamic. Okay, it's up to you. I'm going to use Scratch, and because Scratch is a smaller font, I can go back to this arrow tool, click on that font, that text window, and make it much larger here. Okay. Okay, so now let's add a script for this sprite. Now remember, this is a sprite. So let's click on the scripts tab here. Okay, you don't want the game over sign to show until the game is really over. So we're going to hide it for now. So let's click on the events tab. Let's bring over the when the green flag is clicked. Let's click on the looks tab and the looks blocks, and let's hide it for now. Okay, we're going to hide it for now. Okay. All right. So now we're going to add another script. So let's go to the events. Okay. When I receive the game over message, I need to go to, okay, we want it to appear in the total middle of the screen. So X value of 0, Y value of 0. We're going to look, okay. We're going to go to the front. So this sprite is going to appear in front of all other sprites, and then we want it to show. Okay. Okay. So let's run the game. Let's save it first. Let's go to File, Save. So what you're looking for now is, what you're testing is, when you die, that game over sprite should appear all over the screen. So let me run into the ghost, and there it is, game over. Okay. All right. So what I didn't do is, I'm going to click back on the game over sprite. Okay. And then I'm going to go to costumes. And then I want to set the exact center for the sprite. So in the top right hand corner, set costume center, and I want it right in the center there. Okay. All right. So this concludes part 6 of the video game project Cheese Chase. Thanks for watching. Bye.